Everybody, welcome back to Sports Live in the 215. Today we'll discuss the Phillies and Nationals upcoming four-game set from Nationals Park in DC. Today we'll dive into the pitching matchups, players to watch, and I'll give my series prediction. The Phillies are licking their wounds a little bit after a tough series in Cincinnati. You take the first game in dramatic fashion, scoring 4 runs. I want to say in the top of the ninth, um, and then the rest of the series they just produced nothing offensively. So look for the bats to be ready to go early and often to get that um, taste out of their mouth. It was just a brutal series offensively. The fact that they could only score 6 runs in 3 games, that's it's not gonna get it done often at the major league level. So hopefully the Phillies um, can wash that away quickly and turn the page to Washington. And with that being said, um, let's get into it. The Washington Nationals are, well, realistically they've been in free fall for at least 4 years now. But at this point, I think they've completed their descent into rock bottom because they just fired their GM. Um, I think they're on the verge of being sold too. So there's just organizational there's just the Nationals organization one that was once seen as like a model organization in the MLB, but now it's just turning into a mess. I mean, you fire your GM, you're gonna sell the team. It's like, what are you guys doing? Like, it's just it makes me happy as a Phillies fan, but I'm sure the fans in DC are none too happy with um the state of their ball club. But their losses is the rest of the division's gain. So with that being said, let's get into it. Tonight at 6:45 p.m. Eastern time, the Phillies will send Zach Wheeler to the mound. He's 10-5 with a 2.68 ERA and 189 strikeouts. He'll be opposed by the young um, electric left-hander, Mackenzie Gore, who is um, I, I believe says 4-12 with a 4.09 ERA and 158 strikeouts. So these are two pitchers with live arms and good stuff that can strike out a lot of guys, and it's two of the best in the game. Ace versus ace. Here we go. Friday night or Thursday night. I can't think of a better pitching matchup to start the weekend, and hopefully, Wheels can come out on top. And then, following, actually, that's Friday at 6:45. And then Saturday at 4:05, um, the Phillies will send Taiwan Walker to the hill, who's 4-5 with a 3.39 ERA and 62 strikeouts. He just had some tough luck record wise, but his ERA has been solid. He's getting a lot of ground balls, and he's been really efficient as of late. So hopefully that continues. Um, he's a 3.39 ERA and yeah, 62 strikeouts. He'll be opposed by right-hander Cade Cavalli, who is 0-0 with a 3.86 ERA and 9 strikeouts. And then on Sunday, the Phillies have not announced a starter yet. Um, so as soon as they do, I'll put that out on Twitter and Facebook and all that stuff. Um, I'll probably post it on the community tab on YouTube. But the um, Nationals will send Mitchell Parker to the mound. He's 7-13 with a 5.55 ERA and 84 strikeouts. So again, another Nationals pitcher just struggling. It's it's been a struggle the last couple of years for them, starting pitching wise. Um, and as a Phillies fan, I absolutely love to see it. Um, yeah, I just think this Nationals ball club is in just free fall. Um, and that just brings a smile to my face because from the years of 2012 to 2018, or I guess 2017, the Nationals just bothered the crap out of me as a Phillies fan, and their fans are just, oh my god. But yeah, they they don't really bother me anymore. They're just so irrelevant, and that's really sad. Like I want the Phillies and Nationals to be good at the same time. It just has never seemed to happen since the Nationals moved to DC. Like I heard from my dad, like the Phillies and the Expos, which is what the Nationals were before they were the Nationals, were almost always good at the same time. So it's kind of the opposite in the Nationals rivalry, which is um, unfortunate, but um, at the end of the day, it is what it is. I'd love to see both these organizations be good at the same time. I think that would create some really interesting. That would create one of the most interesting rivalries in baseball, especially since we're only like an hour or so away from DC. Um, so that's just my 2 cents on it. Let's get to players to watch for both teams. Um, for me, for the Phillies, it's Bryce Harper. I just think anytime he returns to the nation's capital, he kind of has that Jason Worth effect when Jason would always come back to Philly. Like he would always have that chip on his shoulder. He wouldn't say it, but you could tell it was there. Like he really wanted to beat the Phillies, and it's the same thing with Harper in DC. I think he's in his career he's batting like 400 in Nats Park, so I I expect him to have a big series, and then for the Nationals, my player to watch is um, James Wood. He's just he's just absolutely electric. He's one of the best young players in the game. Um, he just has power just oozing out of him, and he can pretty much do everything you ask of him on a baseball field, and that's one thing any team would need if they're starting to rebuild. Like there are teams like the Marlins who would love a guy like James Wood in their system. But the Nationals have him, and hopefully the Nats can build up a team that's good at the same time the Phillies are good. But as of right now, that just hasn't been the case, and hopefully it will be one day. But anyway, with that being said, let's get to series prediction. Series prediction. I think the Phillies will sweep this series. I just don't think the Nationals as a team have enough firepower both on the pitching side and offensively or defensively. I just think the Phillies have way too much talent, from Kyle Schwarber to the aforementioned Bryce Harper to Trey Turner to JT Realmuto, to Nick Castellanos, Bryson Stott, Brandon Marsh. The list goes on and on. So I expect the Phillies to sweep the Nationals in a 3-game series. With that being said, make sure you guys, if you like the content, like the video, subscribe to the channel, share the channel, tell your friends about it, all that YouTube stuff, and as always, go Phillies.